Stephon?
Dirk, I know you had the 24 points, but you got 5 steals and 3 blocks. I guess what was working for you all defensively, and how much was that, point of emphasis today?
Basically just going out the gate, just trying to, like I always say, our defense sparks our offense. Our biggest focus was just going out there and holding them to as many, or not as many, but holding them to the lowest amount of points they could possibly get. I think we did pretty good. But let me slow down, actually. I know me for sure. I focus more on my defensive side, so 5 steals is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Okay.
You could get a couple more points to have as many as the other team.
What?
You could get a couple more points to have as many as the other team.
How many did they have?
26. That's kind of sad.
They had 26.
For you, you started
Nothing.
off so
I ain't gonna say
strong
nothing.
this year. I mean, I think you're averaging 20, but kind of filling up the stat sheet. You had 13 rebounds first game. You mentioned the steals you had today. I mean, just how focused have you felt like you've been starting off this year?
Like Coach Sam said, last year I was Miss February, so just being more consistent straight out the gate, and also being the player, whatever kind of player my teams need, whether it's on defense, offense, just being very, very versatile. So I just go out there and hoop.
Tanner?
Lauren, back in the starting lineup today, you look like you were a lot more aggressive off the dribble, trying to get downhill. Is that something you've kind of wanted to work towards as the season progresses?
Yeah, really credit to my teammates for real. We met yesterday, and they know I've been struggling, mentally. It's my first year being here. I'm new. It's a new environment for me. So, we all had a conversation, and they were just telling me they want the Seton Hall LP here.
Yeah.
So, I just came out here and just tried to channel that, energy here, because they wanted it, and my teammates love me, and the love is reciprocated, and they just want to see me do good.
Stephon, y'all were talking about, defense leading the offense. I mean, you guys out-rebound them by 23. Just how much is that a point of emphasis, in a game like this?
Oh, that's for me. Okay. Honestly, I think that's just one of the more important things that we're trying to focus on. Rebounding is big time for this team, especially not letting them have second chance opportunities and getting the ball down the floor, because we are a transition team. We just want to stack plays, stop, score, stop, and so I think that's why we are emphasizing on rebounding.
Lauren, you mentioned now, that your teammates want the Seton Hall arm back, and it is a bit of a different role for you. I guess just how are you adjusting to that role? Not having the ball as much as you did last season.
Yeah, it's been hard at times, I won't lie, but I'm surrounded by WNBA prospects. In my opinion, like, my teammates are very, very talented, and I came here for that reason, to play around people that are, have that aspiration to play pro and everything. So I just really credit my teammates. They have all the confidence in me. It's just my turn to have the same confidence in myself.
Stephon, what did y'all think of the crowd for an 11 game?
They need to come every game.
For real.
They show out more than our student section.
For real.
But no, I love the kids. It was a great game. I feel like we went out there not only playing for each other, but we played for the kids as well.
Can you pronounce your first name?
Nyanga.
I'm sorry, I've been wondering that since the very beginning.
Okay, yeah.
For you, Romani goes down and your minutes go up, and I know your role was going to be increased this year anyway, but how have you kind of taken the reins there and kind of taken advantage of your opportunity?
It's been an adjustment because, I so badly wanted to play with her. And it was just, I think something as a team that was kind of hard to overcome. But I think now I need to use it as an opportunity to play for her. Yeah, I just think it's a great opportunity for me to play for the both of us. She cheers on me so much, and that just makes me want to be out there even more. So, yeah.
You've had a long journey too the last couple of years. You missed a couple of years ago, and then last year kind of working your way through. What's it been like to see those minutes increase and get your chance to prove yourself again?
I think it's just been a journey of making myself believe, because it's been so long, and like I can't believe I'm finally here. So like as each game progresses, I'm getting more and more comfortable and acquainted, and I have to thank my teammates for that. They keep encouraging me and keep reassuring me, and I think that's big time. So I can just get outside my box and be the type of player I need to be for them. So yeah.
Any more questions? We're all good. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, this one's simple, man. It's bigger than basketball. First and foremost, our hashtag this year is one. All right, how many one things at a time can we do that's bigger than basketball? Because I know the talent I have in that locker room. I know the special individuals. Those moments will come, but I try to challenge my young women when they play for me to be more than just basketball players. So for us, thank you to administration. Thank you to all the facility workers. Thank you to all the volunteers. Thank you to the students who gave up parking today so we could have a kids game, all right, for 11 o'clock. Because I told my young women, if you can't have joy today, we've got problems. Because imagine how many kids that showed up today have a parent who can't get off work or don't have the money or resources to come to a game. We just might have had an opportunity where you had a young female watching our females and got inspired to play the game of basketball who's never played. That's what a kid's game does for the youth, giving back to the next generation. And I couldn't even talk. I just was enjoying it. I'm sure like you all, they were so loud. And what I love about the kids' games is when they do well, they cheer. And when we turn it over, they cheer, okay? I didn't cheer on turnovers, Robbie, but they did. So just a great day. And then last but not least, it's just a shout out to my team. I keep saying it. We live in a society where it's always about me, individuals. There's a lot of programs where kids are putting up huge numbers because it's about them. I don't have that team. All right, I've talked about it. I've been to 2 Final Fours and had chances to compete for national championships because I was a part of teams that night in and night out, you got to determine who you want to guard. And that's what I have. And tonight was awesome to see because our team noticed the first 3 games Lauren was so unselfish that she didn't necessarily get enough touches early, and they were committed to throw her the ball. And I was in awe. They didn't tell me they were going to do that. But I'm not a dummy. You could read the room. And for them to do that, again, I couldn't be more proud to be their coach and what today stand for.
Robbie?
Miss November again. Came out today, had 24 in like 2.5 quarters. I mean, just how special has this start been from her? Because it's not just points. She's getting rebounds. She's had 5 steals.
Yeah.
I mean, just from a coach's perspective, and what are you seeing from her right now?
Man, I'm seeing everything. First of all, I loved how she went about the game. I think Jerk is a kid where is a role model, talking about role models across the country, where I didn't call many of her numbers, right? Again, 24 for a lot of kids across the country, you're calling their set, calling their shot. There's multiple ones where I would love to know, Nate, no pressure, how many offensive putbacks she had to start the game. I thought she had a lot of rebound putbacks. 3? Okay.
No, I was telling him the
Okay. I was going to say, that's impressive. We always have a trivia question, right? Okay, that she had, but she attacked the game with her defense, too. Her defense created offense. So, again, kids who are like, well, across the country, not my kids, but most kids are like, well, she's got 24. Well, you know what? She plays the game hard, all right? She don't have to go get her number called. She creates her own number, and that's why she's having a season like no other coming out the gate in November.
Tanner?
You talked about them trying to feed Lauren a little bit more, and we talked to her about it earlier, but how much more dangerous is this team when she's going downhill and attacking?
Whew, it's scary because you got to send 2 people at her. She can score. I know a lot of people are like, oh, switch the ball screen. She shoots floaters like I've never seen, y'all. I've said this from day one. I had Dana Evans. I've had a lot of great guards I've coached, but there's nobody who is skilled as she is to get that floater and layup package where you're like, man, I thought I had her and I didn't. And she just makes the home run plays for our team when we need a tough bucket. So when she's doing that, we're a lot tougher because now you got to pinch in. And then Debrisha Poe, wide open for threes, where she had 2 back-to-back. Jacayla Jordan. And then the rest of my team will get going because I know one thing, we're going to see zone like no other because we're not shooting it well from the three-point line. But I love that because if you're going to play a zone, I've got plenty of kids that can knock it down, and I know they'll get in the gym to make those shots.
Stephon Lauren was talking a bit about, the transition and getting settled into a new role, things like that hasn't necessarily been easy for a long time. I guess just where have you seen her grow and kind of mature through this process, and how have you guys kind of helped her out with it?
Yeah, well, first thing I always tell her, if somebody ever messes with you, Lauren, give them Sam Purcell's cell phone number and tell them you're a winner. For real. You know, because again, I kept referencing at a time that we live in. I love you guys in the media. Love every one of you. And I'm not pointing out anybody here. I'm just talking about in culture, because I have a lot of coaching friends across the country, and we talk about this. Just because you don't score 20 points don't mean you're having a bad season. Her team is winning, and I keep telling her this. Don't get caught up in individual statistics. Get caught up in the team. Your team was in the top 25. I think somebody told us we got out. Were you out? Okay, perfect. Let's get back in. Okay, so let's focus our attention on that. Let's focus our attention on winning championships, and then I'll tell her enjoy the ride. And today I think she finally saw that, and that's some of that conversation piece that we had where, man, again, your team is winning. All right, because there's a lot of kids who would die to be in the situation you're in right now, especially in front of our fans.
Right, bro.
Coach, wanted to get your thoughts about Nir today. I know she played some
Yeah.
extended minutes. She's giving you guys extra depth down low. I think, what was it, 7 points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks, and led you guys in blocks today. So she had a really impressive performance overall.
You know what? I love Nir. And what's scary, I could talk to her about her for 2 days. My favorite moment, I don't know about y'all's, but when she grabbed that rebound and she just pivoted and her arms are so long and they were like jumping, trying to knock it, and she was like not faced. Like she just was like, okay. Like the kid is gifted. And then obviously losing Romani was a big loss for us, y'all. You know, to your question and where you were going, people having to step up in roles. Our team's different, man, without Romani. You know, last year when we had her, she was a big part. So I challenged them. Who can do what she did for us? And it wasn't just scoring points. It was rebounding and having a spirit. And as Nir keeps going out there, 9 rebounds, 3 for 5 from the field, and I still think she has another level that she can reach. Man, the future's bright for us with that kid.
Robbie, Goni is one of those two that has to step in.
Yeah.
With Romani out, coming off the bench, and I know she set out a year, and then last year kind of working off the bench a little bit. Her roles increased tremendously this year. I mean, what have you seen from her since you picked her up out of the portal?
Yeah, that's the kid I recruited at Louisville. It was actually, I lost her at Louisville. She went to Miami. She said, Coach, I'm not coming to play for you. So that was the beauty of our relationship with her is when I got this job, she was like, okay, I'll give you a second chance. And just, again, last year, she came in and there was, you know, it could have been some of me of just like, she thought it was just going to be easy. And I was like, you're not working. So I don't care if I recruited you in high school, you're not playing. Being honest, I'm blunt, because you haven't earned it. And so this offseason, she was like, you know what? My fault. Let me redo all of this. This is on me, which I appreciate a kid who comes in, because you can imagine sometimes the conversations when players come into my office, they're not that. They're not taking ownership. So for her to come in and say, Sam, I'm going to work hard this summer to prove to you that I deserve to play. And I said, perfect, because I brought you here because I think I want to play you. And so for this to be working out, and then for her to fill in Romani's role, and then but make it her own role. And that's what I told her. Again, I love my team. My team is really sad right now without Romani. But I said the biggest thing you could do when you lose a player is to play for them and don't feel guilty for anything that comes your way.
Stephon,
Follow up on that. Do you guys have any update on Romani?
Not yet.
And-
Yeah.
and now-
I'll have it hopefully tomorrow.
Nyanga was saying, you know, like you were saying about, you know, playing for her, not just playing for herself. I guess just how big is it that, you know, you have a player like that embracing that mentality of wanting to play for Romani?
Yeah, it's huge. It's team culture, right? And I will say this: I do have a statement. She is out for the year. She is. That is official. So that's what news I found out. So I apologize for not answering that question correctly. So back to the second part. Then I'm sorry because I wanted to make sure I answered your first part.
Nyanga, like herself, saying that she wants to play for, you know, Romani and you know, kind of how the team's rallied.
Yeah, no, it's culture. It's what I try to establish. Again, that's why I keep on referencing it. As silly as it sounds with one in the hashtag, that's what I take pride in as a coach, that I have one special team, one group of young women that are willing to play together and play for each other. So when they make those comments or say stuff to me, I feel good about what we're doing here.